Dmitry Bivol thinks that Arthur Beterbiev is the biggest puncher in boxing today. Um, if you look at what Beterbiev done over the course of last 3 or 4 years, you have to put him at least top three, top two from what he's done as far as knockouts, stoppages, and the kind of opponents that he's stopped. You could also say Deontay Wilder's up there, Tank Davis, Canelo, different people like that, but Beterbiev definitely could be it could be an argument that he's number one right now as far as biggest punchers, because from what I've seen, he stopped everyone. I thought Anthony Yarde would have a chance of going 12 rounds. That was definitely not something that happened. He stopped him, I want to say, 8th round. He's too big of a puncher right now, too big of a threat. He's up in age, and he's still doing this with different guys who's in their prime, their youth. Some of these guys are the top boxers in their weight class and division. So I would have to say Beterbiev is definitely, I want to say Deontay Wilder's number one, but from what I've seen going on, well, the biggest puncher, I mean, I don't know, man. Deontay Wilder is the biggest puncher to me, but as far as lately, as far as what Beterbiev been doing, finishing guys, you got to put him number one. But in my eyes, Wilder's still the biggest puncher just because of what he does. But Beterbiev is obviously number one. He stopped a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And then, knocking down Tyson Fury used to be a big deal before Ngannou did it. So that kind of took the fun out of what Wilder did. So I would definitely say Arthur Beterbiev is number one right now, until they knock him off his high horse. You know what I'm saying? He definitely got a couple of years left. But as far as Dmitry Bivol actually knowing that firsthand, he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, guys will say, just like Regis Prograis, he's like, Devin Haney punches a lot harder than I thought. He's a lot faster than I thought. So you're really not, that's evidence right there and proof that you're not going to know until you actually get in the ring with a guy. That's something he doesn't know yet. But he'll find out when he get in the ring. But from the evidence, yeah, he's number one. He stopped everyone he's got in the ring with. So that's obviously difficult, knowing that he's faced some decent opponents. But a lot of guys he has faced already has been stopped before. Yeah, but like Arthur Beterbiev, he's basically going to show if he's number one with the next two performances he has. If he goes in there and knocks out Cullum Smith, and then goes out and knocks out Bivol in June, I would say, yeah, he definitely has a chance of being number one. But we still have to put out there the fact that Deontay Wilder. Now let's just say this: compared to the people that Beterbiev fights in his weight class, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But technically, if we just want to be technical about it on the expertise level, Wilder and Beterbiev and Bivol walk around about the same weight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure. I'm just talking about walking around weight. Walking around weight, not what they fight at. Man, they go out there and punch on each other, you know what I'm saying? I think Wilder had the worst knockout, so it's like, what are we saying, biggest puncher? From the resume standpoint, I mean, technically, let's just say this: even though Wilder took some losses, I don't think most people will sit around and say that he's not the biggest puncher in boxing. If you was just to ask off the top of their head. But as far as in the context that he's saying, yeah, because you got to think about it. You can't really limit what Beterbiev is doing as far as knocking out people. He's getting everybody out of there. But is it in the fashion of what Wilder did? Even though he lost to Tyson Fury, he still was knocking him out. 2 or 3 times in the fights. You know what I'm saying? Not one time, but 2 or 3 times in multiple fights. So it's like, yeah, that's a big deal still. You know what I'm saying? That still puts you at number 1. Might not be the number 1 boxer because you got a loss to one guy, but biggest puncher, you can still be the biggest puncher. So I'm kind of like stuck in between that. I'll probably have to see the next 2 matches because Beterbiev has been knocking guys out, destroying them, stopping them. But as far as biggest puncher, you gotta stick with Deontay Wilder on that point. That's not even an argument. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, I understand the respect he's giving Beterbiev, which is smart. You don't want to go in there and get knocked out trying to give too much respect or anything like that. So I understand the context of what he's saying. But just thinking about it, you know what I'm saying? But from what Bivol's been in there with, it's gonna be night and day with Beterbiev and Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Beterbiev is a way heavier puncher than what Canelo is. Especially over a period of time, like throughout the fight. He's consistently throwing power punches. He can catch you early or catch you late. Just all depends. But I'll put him up there, you know what I'm saying? He's top 3. He can separate himself probably the next year. I would say he'll probably be tied with probably 2 or 3 other guys right now at this point. Probably Tank, Wilder, and Beterbiev. Probably I'll put them all at first place. Everyone else goes after that, but at this point right now, as far as like just straight knockouts, yeah, I'll probably put them up there. But I wouldn't put nobody else up there. But Bivol, he might not say that when he get in there, though. He might say, well, I thought he wasn't as big as a puncher as what I thought. So it all depends, man. Usually with most boxers, he probably just trying to show him a lot of respect. That's it. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm going to show him some respect so he doesn't give me a hard time inside the ring, which is smart. Because a lot of guys is looking for certain things to get motivated. Especially with Canelo fights. He's listening to everything. So, I think that would be smart of him to just show a bit of respect. But he don't never disrespect nobody anyways. He ain't really like that. You know what I'm saying? He talks confident, but he don't really disrespect anybody or kind of make up things as far as, oh, this guy isn't that good. So he stays on code with all that as far as being up front and square. But the biggest puncher, man, I don't know. Like I said, the Callum Smith fight, that's gonna be a big deal. And the other fights that he'll have, especially with Bivol. Once he has the Bivol fight, we'll have our answer as far as if he's the biggest puncher in boxing at this time right now. But he's definitely one of the best. Definitely one of the best. And he need to be treated as such because a lot of people, they sitting up here trying to set up matches instead of him getting undisputed. So there's a lot of things going on. That's funny, but it'll get better soon. That's all I got, though. Like and subscribe.